Let's get one thing straight. INFJs don't need to talk much to teach you something. They won't sit there giving you lectures or trying to convince you of their wisdom. No, they observe. They take in everything, the body language, the tone, the energy in the room, and then boom, they drop a lesson that hits you harder than anything you've heard from a self-proclaimed guru. Their silence, that's the lesson. It forces you to confront the truth you're avoiding. Your mind starts spinning, trying to figure out what they know that you don't. And guess what? The lesson is inside you, waiting for you to face it. Let's dive in. So, all right, first things first. The unspoken truths you're going to confront. You think you've got it all figured out? Think again. The moment you step into a conversation with an INFJ, you're not just talking, you're being exposed. INFJs have an unsettling gift. They see through the walls you've spent years building around your true self. They don't need to ask you personal questions or dig into your past. They simply observe. And in that silence, they can pinpoint the insecurities you've been hiding, the fears you've buried, and the lies you've been telling yourself. But here's the catch. They won't tell you what they know. They won't throw it in your face. Instead, they'll allow you to feel it. You'll find yourself questioning things you never thought twice about. Your habits, your motivations, your deepest fears. And you'll realize, just maybe, they knew it all along. What makes it worse? They don't need to be cruel about it. They're not pushing you to confront these truths. You are. They simply provide the space for you to see the parts of yourself that you've been running from. This is the hard truth. INFJs don't need to expose your weaknesses directly. They make you expose them to yourself. And that's the most uncomfortable yet transformative lesson they'll teach you. INFJs don't need to say a word to leave you questioning your entire life. They'll make you confront everything you've been too afraid to face, and they'll do it without lifting a finger. Moving on to point number 2. Their quiet power holds a mirror to your own weaknesses. Let's talk about something that will hit you right in the gut. INFJs don't need to compete with you. They don't need to shout louder, be more charismatic, or try to one-up you. They don't play by your rules. Instead, they play by their own. And what's their secret? Their quiet power. You won't realize it at first, but when you're in their presence, you'll start to feel it. Something inside you starts to shift. You'll feel smaller. Not in a "they're better than me" way, but in a way that forces you to confront the fact that you've been ignoring your own growth. NFJs don't try to diminish you, but by simply being who they are, they reflect back to you all the areas of your life you've been avoiding, your weaknesses, your blind spots, and your stagnant patterns. Their calm, composed energy isn't just a personality trait, it's a quiet mirror that makes you face your shortcomings. When you're talking to an INFJ, you'll start to realize that all those things you thought you were doing well, your career, your relationships, your personal goals, are actually just distractions from the deeper work you're avoiding. And that's when it hits. You've been coasting. Here's the harsh truth. INFJs don't need to challenge you directly. They challenge you by existing. Just their presence forces you to ask yourself if you're truly living up to your potential, or if you're just getting by. You'll leave every interaction with an INFJ feeling like you've been called out. Not because they criticized you, but because their quiet power made you see how much more you could be doing. Alright, thirdly, we've got empathy that transcends words. Here's something most people don't get. INFJs aren't just empathetic, they're next level empathetic. But it's not the kind of empathy you're used to. It's not the "I feel sorry for you" kind of empathy. It's the kind of empathy that makes you realize they understand you better than you understand yourself. When you talk to an INFJ, they don't just listen to your words, they listen to your energy. They feel the emotions you're trying to hide. And they process everything you don't say, your tone, your body language, the pauses in your sentences. And then, without saying a word, they reflect that understanding back to you. You're not just talking to someone who cares about you, you're talking to someone who feels what you feel as if it's happening to them. That's when you realize, this is no ordinary connection. But here's the kicker. INFJs aren't trying to fix you. They're not going to give you advice or tell you how to make things better. They don't need to. Their presence alone teaches you what real empathy is, without any words. And you're left with the stark realization that the world doesn't give you that kind of understanding often. They make you question how well you truly understand the people around you. INFJs don't just empathize with your pain, they become it. And in doing so, they challenge your entire perspective on emotional connection. You won't just walk away feeling heard, you'll walk away feeling transformed. Alright, fourthly, they challenge your comfort zone with a quiet force. Think you've found your comfort zone? Think again. INFJs don't need to throw you into the deep end to make you feel uncomfortable. They don't need to force you into tough conversations or make bold demands. No, they do something far more dangerous. They make you realize your comfort zone isn't so comfortable after all. Here's the thing. INFJs don't play by the same rules as everyone else. While most people push you to take risks by yelling about it or motivating you, INFJs quietly make you feel the tension between where you are and where you could be. They don't say a word. They don't ask you to change. But their subtle energy, their way of being, forces you to see the gaps in your life. You'll start questioning the things you thought were safe, your job, your relationships, your routines, and you'll realize how much of it is just comfort, not real fulfillment. This is where it gets uncomfortable. INFJs don't give you the answers. They don't tell you how to step up. They just make you feel that your life could be so much more if you'd stop hiding behind excuses and fear. Their presence quietly pushes you to face the truth. You're playing small and it's time to step up. INFJs don't need to pressure you to leave your comfort zone. They make you realize you're stuck in one, and if you don't break free, it's your own damn fault. Fifthly, they see potential in you that you don't. Let's get real for a moment. You think you know your limits. You think you've got a good sense of what you're capable of. But here's where you're wrong. INFJs can see more in you than you see in yourself. They don't need to flatter you. They don't need to blow smoke up your ass. They simply know what you're capable of. And that's the most unsettling part of all. INFJs don't just look at what you're doing now. They see where you could be. They see your potential, not your limitations. They'll listen to your half-hearted ambitions, your someday plans, and in the back of their minds, they already know you're capable of far more. But they won't tell you directly. They don't push you or pressure you. They just let you feel it. And then, like a subtle punch to the gut, you start to ask yourself why you're not living up to your own potential. You start to question why you've been holding yourself back. The harsh reality: INFJs will make you feel like you've been playing small, and you won't be able to ignore it. They won't tell you that you could be better, but you'll feel it. And once you do, there's no going back. Their quiet belief in you challenges everything you thought you knew about your own potential. INFJs will make you feel like you're underachieving, not by calling you out, but by making you see what you could be. And that's the lesson you won't forget. You've been settling, and now you can't unsee the greatness that's been sitting inside you all along. That's it for this video. Share your thoughts in the comment below. And I see you in the next one.